Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another video. With the Bit Blunt Crypto today, we're talking about very important things. Before we get into the content, I will just drop my quick disclaimer. None of this content is financial advice. You, as always, must do your own market research. And remember, people will never forget the way you treat them. Whether if you are a CEO, a business owner, or an employee, or a daily hustler, people will never ever forget the way you treat them, and sometimes you can cross the wrong people. And why I'm saying that, sometimes I notice in business that people forget about that, and business, it's all about people. So know how to treat people right, no matter the title. With that said, the market has done absolutely nothing. In fact, I am waiting Bitcoin to hit the point I mentioned before. I believe we might hit 62,000 before seeing a next pump or a next dump confirmation. If you look to the current wide scenario, it's really, really, really crazy. And I'm generally impressed how the AI bubble hasn't exploded yet. I believe this is going to go really low, right? Besides the sentiment, you need to understand the cycles and how to play in both ways. Whether if you are a long term investor, if you are accumulating, or if you are just a daily trader. Remember, you need to play with the trend, and the sentiment now, my sentiment is very bearish, but you need to be bullish on being bearish. Besides that, we had a very, very interesting news lately. Brazil, it's officially becoming a Web3 country, and now you can take a loan based on your tokenized call. Yes, on your tokenized call. And I think that's pretty cool, really, because crypto and blockchain, it's all meant to be about ownership. So if you have one call at your farm, you can tokenize that and perhaps get a loan on top of it. And it's all about real world assets. I think Brazil took a massive step and very few people talking about it. And I see as a massive, massive solution and integration to the market. Besides the infrastructure, besides on what infrastructure that is built, besides if the government is involved or not, I think it's pretty cool to have real world assets tokenized and giving ownership to people. What do you think about that? Let me know in the comments. Gold is in the all time decline, which makes me think about a couple of things. Okay, oil had a huge rejection from its peak. It's currently trading at 86.86 right now, Sunday 26th of July, 11:42 a.m. Dubai time. And of course today is Sunday, but I'm going out now and I just wanted to do a quick update because nothing happened. Again, it's been a very boring months in trading. I would say months, not only this month but the previous month also. And gold keeps on decline. Let's start with gold today, and I'm gonna tell you why. Um, Look, gold is in a constant decline for specific, let's say 1 month, for the previous month, and this is not a good sign. It's not a good sign. People invest in gold when they don't trust the government. But having gold going down and oil going up, I don't really see as a great thing. So, my speculation, and remember, I am not a financial advisor, okay? Um, I'm speculating that people don't trust the government and they also don't have funds, or they just holding their funds into something that they want to invest, or maybe the investors don't have that much because they lost in the AI cycle. I'm not going to get into the SpaceX today, but if you've been following me, I had very, very low engagement when I spoke about the drop of the SpaceX, and I see loads of crypto platforms, loads of trading platforms sponsoring the SpaceX IPO. And look what happened. Look what happened. Nothing goes up forever. And when all platforms are pushing a stock on the advertising side, in my opinion, I am a crazy gal. It's a red flag. So, yeah, the AI bubble, I don't know. It will be an end. It will be an end. I don't know when because unfortunately, I do not have a crystal ball, even knowing that I would like to. However, this Sunday, apparently, gold seems to be holding. But again, it's on a downtrend. It's so clear. You can see this is a legitimate downtrend, which can perhaps break to the upside. If you go to the weekly, let's move to the weekly. It's a very, very important level to watch for, but we could retest 3,600 or lower. It's very, very interesting, really. And oil, it's commonly rejected from the resistance, but we could see again another pump to 100, but a correction here to 84. If nothing happens to the war, which has been a very expensive show lately, every Monday we have a good news and the market go up. Every weekend we have a bad news and the market goes down, right? So depending on what the politicians will say, because the reality and the perception can be two different things, depending on whatever they will announce to the public, we will see what oil will do. I don't think it's a smart time to trade oil yet, but I'm also currently looking for a next opportunity to short. But for that, we need to see what's going to happen next week because here's the thing, there is no certainty. So if we see oil again on a high time, I would be looking into short on a perpetual at Femex. So it's really like it depends on what's going to happen. Okay. Let me share my screen with you now and let's have a look on Bitcoin. I'm not sure if you saw the previous live I did, and I said, guys, this is a massive signal that we got rejected. And a double top, in my opinion, is not a great signal. Okay, so we got rejected, retesting one more time. So I believe around 63,062 even. It's the next buying point or even lower. I think we got to wait Monday to see what's going to happen. Today's Sunday, so it's likely to stay at the same place or go a bit further. And, this is my concern. If Bitcoin doesn't hold here and do this movement, let me draw it for you. Let me get the pencil brush. So, sorry about that. We got a little bit a option here. Let me draw with the trend line. If we don't do that, retouch, reclaim, and go up to 70, I will be calling a very, very bearish continuation for the Bitcoin price. And besides the long term, which I think it's very smart to accumulate, because the main point of Bitcoin is to take you and your family and your assets outside fiat only if you buy at the right place. Okay, I'm not going to mention platforms, but you need to do your own research seriously when it comes to which exchange or which wallet you hold in Bitcoin at. 99% of the Bitcoin products on the market, they are not Bitcoin. You're just investing in something that you think it's Bitcoin, but it's not. Anyways, do your own research. But yeah, if we don't do this here, I'm gonna call a really, really bearish flag. Okay. And for that, we will go to the weekly. Again, it's the same thing that I said on the previous one. Let's go to the daily or the weekly so I can show you. Reload. If we do, um, if we don't hold that, we can face all the way down. Okay, remove this sentiment, remove all your feelings now, and just have a look inside data. And even if we touch 70 again, and if we don't manage to hold around those levels, we can see all the way down to 29,000, 30,000, might be less. It's just the basic of the previous level. You know, I'm not even being that crazy. You can just watch the levels like that. And our previous on the past rally was here. So 30,000, if we don't manage to hold, it's going to be our next level. So if you are looking into short, it's a great opportunity. However, it's not confirmed yet. Both scenarios could happen. And that's the thing. Right now, I'm just watching and it's very boring and it's nothing to do on a trading side. Let's see. I don't even want to trade on Monday. Tomorrow, I'm sitting and waiting. I am just sitting and waiting first on the entire announcement show. Then, from that, I will take my next decision. But it's nothing to do. And that's the thing with trading. If you're not shorting memes or altcoins, it's not much to do. Really, you have to wait. Or you can burn your capital, right? Anyways, let's have a look on X to see what's happening just to close. As I mentioned, I think this is one of the most bullish news. São Paulo Consumer Prosecutor Office is suing the company behind Word and Amazon, AWS, for 47 million, alleging they targeting economically vulnerable residents for biometric data in exchange for crypto rewards. So the bullish thing is that when you have a problem like that and you solve it, you have to pay back the community. And I also did award coin scanning. I know some people might consider crazy, but I really liked the project and I want to know if the funds will ever be returned to the people, right? I also scanned my iris on that project. I even spoke about this project here. They had a very, very good potential digital identity infrastructure. However, where is the money? No one got the rewards. What are you doing with the data? And that's the question. The question now is not if will happen, it's like who holds the data. It's already happening. And WorldCoin aimed to be a decentralized identity thing. And where are they now? So if Brazil solves that problem, it's very, very bullish. And also, they had the tokenized loan that I just mentioned. Here we go. Brazilian farmers are tokenizing daily calls as blockchain backed collateral to secure loans. So, those are really, really things that I believe it's very, very interesting for our industry. However, I'm not bullish, and I even quote, I wonder if the money will ever be returned to the people. I want to know, WorldCoin team, what is going on behind the curtains? Yeah, guys, you cannot come to this industry and do like Trump family. You cannot. You cannot just do like BitBoy Crypto. You cannot be a bad player because people, this is why I started this video today talking about people will never forget the way you treat them, right? You cannot just promise something to people and walk away. Are you losing your mind? And AWS, Amazon, it's also compliance with that. Imagine, I'm just watching. Let me know, guys, what you think. And by the way, if you like this kind of conversation, just drop a like and please show us support because I'm trying also hard here and to bring people a really different value. you know we have bad players in multiple markets, not only in crypto, but I don't think this industry took the right direction. However, right now, we are seeing RWAs, we are seeing a massive real world things into crypto, and that's what we need. Okay, we need to tokenize our things and own our things, because it's not a question of if. Everything it's gonna be digital, it's already digital. We have the question, where and who is holding our data? It's very, very simple. I want to know about my data, right? If you don't care about your data, I don't know. I do. I care a lot. And I'm also very, very much disappointed with Telegram. And I'm not even killing. I built my group. I worked so hard. I texted the company multiple times, and they even say that they will not comply with the European Union chat regulations, blah, 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 blah. But being the app with most hackers in the world, I want to know, Telegram, where is my data and why I got hacked from my previous groups. It's not cool, guys. We need to double check those things. Anyways, no comments on the new European um, money notes, whatever. Sometimes it's really hard to be outside geopolitics if you are trading. And also, guys, the Indian rupee, it's at all-time low. Not only the Indian money, but also the pesos, right? Iran almost lost their currency. Here is the thing that most people are completely missing out. By the end of this conflict, many countries won't have the currency, and most people won't notice. And you'll be forced to use things that you might not be happy with. But, anyways, I'm a bit of a conspiracy, I'm a bit crazy. And also, just to close the latest development, Robinhood is buying the entire crypto ecosystem. And I made a couple of posts about that. So most people don't even realize that these companies invested in multiple projects inside our industry. And when you think that something is being decentralized, it might get you through the back door. And even me, I try to do so much research to bring you something accurate, but it's so hard to find who founded this ecosystem, who founded that ecosystem, and sometimes it's all coming from the same source. But I'm not going to talk much about that. Just do your own research. I encourage you always to do your own research. Very simple. The world is walking into a digital future. Okay, it's a question about when. And it's happening every single day. That you don't do your own research, you might miss out. So learn today how to do your research, please, if you don't want to be trapped. I also saw that Apple, it's planning to charge you in everything. So let's say you have an old iPhone around 12 or 11. The future plan of Apple, you need to pay the cloud all the time, otherwise you're not going to be able to download the app. You're not going to be able to take a picture if you don't pay storage. You're not going to be able to do many things with your phone. My question is, why and how come this is going to happen? Even knowing that I really love the product, sometimes I consider, if this feature is going to go through this way, I'm going to change my devices. It's really serious. They want you to own nothing and be happy. How many subscriptions do you pay for? Everything is given for free with an illusion to charge you in the future. Think about that. Do more research, right? And if you like to learn more about this digital future, drop a like and follow. I will be back with more announcements, analysis, trades, opportunities. Because here's the thing, we cannot run from it. We need to play smart. We are part of this transformation. But we need to make sure, as I always say, technology must serve us, not the other way around. I'll see you soon. Thank you so much. Have an incredible weekend, and I'll see you soon. Thank you. Bye bye.